There are places in this world where time does not seem to move forward in a straight line. Instead, it slows, bends, and lingers quietly, resting in stone walls, narrow alleys, and weathered rooftops. In these places, the modern world feels distant, almost unreal, as if it exists just beyond an invisible boundary. What remains is a deep, resonant silence, broken only by footsteps on cobblestones and the echo of centuries past. This journey invites you to step across that boundary, not into a world of fantasy or legend, but into real medieval towns that still exist today, hidden in plain sight across Europe. These towns were not frozen in museums nor rebuilt as replicas. They have survived wars, natural disasters, political upheavals, and the relentless pressure of modernization. And yet, they remain remarkably intact, carrying the soul of the Middle Ages into the present day. As we begin this exploration, we are not chasing famous capitals or glittering landmarks crowded with tourists. Instead, we turn our attention to places where history is woven into everyday life. Streets once walked by merchants, pilgrims, knights, and craftsmen are still in use. Towers, built to display power and wealth, still dominate skylines. Ancient walls that once protected entire communities continue to embrace them, stone by stone, just as they have for centuries. Each town on this journey tells a different story. Some cling dramatically to cliffs, defying gravity and time alike. Others rise behind formidable fortifications, shaped by conflict and faith. Some flourish quietly among vineyards, mountains, rivers, or seas, preserving traditions that have been passed down through generations. Though separated by geography and culture, they share a powerful common thread: the feeling that the past has not vanished, but patiently waits to be rediscovered. So take a moment, breathe deeply, leave behind the pace of the modern world. What follows is not simply a tour of beautiful places, but a true exploration, a passage into living history, where medieval Europe still breathes, endures, and quietly amazes those willing to step inside. Perched dramatically atop a fragile plateau of volcanic tuff in central Italy, Civita di Bagnoregio feels less like a town and more like a vision, suspended between earth and sky. Located in the province of Viterbo, about 75 miles north of Rome, this ancient settlement is often called the Dying City, a name that reflects both its haunting beauty and its uncertain future. Erosion has relentlessly eaten away at the soft rock beneath it for centuries, slowly isolating Civita from the surrounding land and turning it into one of the most extraordinary medieval towns in Europe. Today, Civita di Bagnoregio is home to only a handful of permanent residents, yet its history stretches back more than 2,500 years. Founded by the Etruscans, later shaped by Roman and medieval civilizations, the town carries visible layers of time in every stone wall, archway, and doorway. There is no direct road leading into Civita. Instead, visitors must cross a long, narrow pedestrian bridge that rises from the valley below, creating a powerful sense of transition, as if one is leaving the modern world behind and stepping into another era. Once inside the town, silence becomes part of the experience. Cobblestone streets wind gently between stone houses, small courtyards, and flower-filled balconies. There are no cars, no crowds rushing by, only the sound of footsteps and the wind moving through the ancient structures. The centerpiece of Civita is the Church of San Donato, standing proudly in the main square, while nearby palazzi preserve archaeological traces from Roman and Etruscan times, offering quiet reminders of the civilizations that once thrived here. What makes Civita di Bagnoregio truly unforgettable is not only its architectural charm, but its fragile existence. Landslides and erosion continue to threaten the plateau, making every visit feel fleeting, almost urgent. And yet, this vulnerability is part of its soul. Civita does not resist time, it endures it. To walk through Civita di Bagnoregio is to experience a rare balance between permanence and impermanence. It is a place that teaches visitors to slow down, to observe, and to appreciate beauty, not as something eternal, but as something precious, precisely because it may one day fade. Matera, located in southern Italy in the region of Basilicata, is a city unlike any other in Europe. Known as the City of Stone, Matera is defined by its extraordinary landscape of rock-cut dwellings, churches, and pathways carved directly into soft limestone. These ancient districts, called the Sassi, form a dramatic labyrinth of caves and terraces that stretch across ravines and hillsides, creating the impression of a vast stone sculpture shaped by both nature and human hands. What makes Matera truly remarkable is its age. Archaeological evidence suggests that humans have lived here continuously for nearly 10,000 years, making it one of the oldest inhabited settlements in the world. From the Paleolithic era onward, people transformed natural caves into homes, places of worship, and communal spaces. Over centuries, these caves evolved into a complex urban system, layered vertically and interconnected by stairways, courtyards, and hidden passages. For much of the 20th century, however, Matera's story took a tragic turn. Due to extreme poverty, overcrowding, and poor sanitation, the Sassi were declared a national disgrace in the 1950s, and residents were forcibly relocated. For decades, the ancient caves were abandoned, left to decay in silence. Yet Matera's fate would change dramatically. In 1993, the city was recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and in 2019, it was named European Capital of Culture, a powerful symbol of rebirth and resilience. Today, Matera stands as a living testament to human adaptability. Many of the former cave dwellings have been carefully restored and transformed into homes, museums, boutique hotels, and restaurants, while preserving their original character. Rock-hewn churches, decorated with Byzantine-style frescoes, reveal Matera's deep spiritual history, earning it the nickname the Second Jerusalem, especially during its dramatic Easter celebrations. Surrounding the city, deep gorges carved by the Gravina River add a wild, untamed beauty to the landscape. From the edge of the ravine, the view of Matera at sunset, its stone walls glowing gold and pink, is unforgettable. More than a destination, Matera is an experience, a place where ancient survival, cultural memory, and modern revival exist side by side. To explore Matera is to walk through time itself, descending into humanity's earliest chapters, while witnessing how the past can be reimagined without ever being erased. Nestled among the rolling hills of Tuscany, Siena is one of Italy's most perfectly preserved medieval cities, a place where history is not confined to monuments but woven into everyday life. Unlike many historic cities that were reshaped by later eras, Siena has retained its medieval character with remarkable integrity. Its narrow streets, brick buildings, and carefully preserved urban layout still reflect the powerful city-state it once was during the Middle Ages. At the heart of Siena lies Piazza del Campo, one of the most celebrated medieval squares in Europe. Unlike the rigid geometric plazas of later periods, the Campo curves gently like a shell, sloping inward toward the Palazzo Pubblico and its soaring Torre del Mangia. This unique design was intentional, symbolizing civic unity and equality at a time when Siena was governed not by kings but by a republic. Standing in the square, one can still feel the pride and ambition of a city that rivaled Florence in wealth, art, and political influence. Siena's most famous tradition, the Palio, brings the city's medieval spirit vividly to life. Twice each summer, the Campo transforms into a racetrack as horses representing the city's historic districts, or contrade, thunder around the square in a ritual that has changed little since the 14th century. The Palio is far more than a race. It is a deeply emotional expression of identity, loyalty, and centuries-old rivalry that binds the citizens of Siena to their past. Rising above the city, the Siena Cathedral, Duomo di Siena, stands as a masterpiece of Italian Gothic architecture. Its striking black-and-white marble facade, richly decorated interior, and intricately inlaid marble floors reflect both religious devotion and artistic excellence. Every detail speaks of Siena's desire to glorify faith and civic pride through beauty. What makes Siena truly extraordinary is its sense of continuity. Modern life flows gently within medieval walls, guided by traditions, festivals, and a strong local identity. To explore Siena is not simply to admire its architecture, but to step into a living medieval city, one that still breathes, celebrates, and defines itself by the values forged centuries ago. Rising above the gentle hills of Tuscany, San Gimignano is instantly recognizable by its dramatic skyline of stone towers, a rare and striking feature that has earned it the nickname the medieval Manhattan. Unlike modern skyscrapers built of glass and steel, these towers were constructed of stone during the 13th and 14th centuries, serving as bold symbols of power, wealth, and prestige for the noble families who ruled the town. At the height of its prosperity, San Gimignano boasted as many as 72 towers, each competing to dominate the skyline. Wealthy families built them taller and more imposing than their rivals, in a silent architectural contest for influence. Today, only 14 towers remain, yet they are more than enough to convey the ambition and rivalry that once defined this medieval commune. From a distance, the town appears frozen in time, its towers rising like sentinels guarding centuries of history. San Gimignano's success was closely tied to its position along the Via Francigena, the major pilgrimage route connecting Canterbury to Rome. Pilgrims, merchants, and travelers brought prosperity, culture, and ideas, transforming the town into a thriving center of trade and craftsmanship. This wealth is reflected in the town's well-preserved architecture, including sturdy stone houses, fortified walls, and elegant public spaces. At the center of town, Piazza della Cisterna forms a triangular gathering place, surrounded by medieval buildings and anchored by an ancient well that once provided water to the community. Nearby, Piazza del Duomo hosts the Collegiate Church of Santa Maria Assunta, whose interior frescoes vividly depict scenes of heaven, hell, and biblical history, offering a powerful glimpse into medieval religious imagination. Despite its popularity today, San Gimignano has managed to preserve its authenticity. Traffic is restricted within the historic center, allowing visitors to wander freely through narrow lanes and quiet corners where time seems to slow. The surrounding countryside, dotted with vineyards and olive groves, further enhances the town's timeless atmosphere. To explore San Gimignano is to witness a rare survival of medieval urban identity. Its towers are not merely monuments, but lasting expressions of human ambition, rivalry, and creativity, standing tall as reminders of a world that, against all odds, still endures. Set gracefully above the rolling landscape of the Val d'Orcia in Tuscany, Pienza stands as a rare and harmonious vision of urban perfection. Unlike many medieval towns that evolved slowly and organically, Pienza was deliberately transformed in the 15th century into what its creators believed would be the ideal city. The result is a place where architecture, space, and landscape exist in remarkable balance, offering visitors a uniquely serene and thoughtful experience. Originally a modest village called Corsignano, Pienza owes its transformation to Pope Pius II, who was born there and dreamed of reshaping his hometown according to Renaissance ideals. Inspired by humanist philosophy, he commissioned leading architects of the time to redesign the town using principles of symmetry, proportion, and order. Within just a few years, Pienza emerged as one of the earliest examples of Renaissance urban planning in Europe. The heart of the town is Piazza Pio II, an elegant square that brings together Pienza's most important buildings. The Cathedral of Santa Maria Assunta, with its clean lines and light-filled interior, reflects the Renaissance shift toward clarity and harmony. Nearby, the Piccolomini Palace, once the residence of the Pope's family, opens onto a loggia overlooking the Val d'Orcia, framing the countryside like a living painting. This seamless connection between town and landscape is one of Pienza's defining features. Walking through Pienza feels different from wandering a medieval maze. Streets are open, orderly, and human in scale, encouraging slow exploration rather than hurried movement. Yet the town never feels rigid or artificial. Stone houses, quiet alleys, and flower-lined windows soften the geometry, creating warmth and intimacy alongside architectural precision. Beyond its design, Pienza is also known for its strong local identity and traditions. The surrounding countryside supports agriculture and wine production, and the town is famous for its pecorino cheese, a culinary expression of the region's pastoral heritage. To explore Pienza is to step into a Renaissance vision that still feels alive. It is a place where beauty was planned, not imposed, and where centuries later, the ideal of balance between humanity, architecture, and nature continues to quietly inspire. Dramatically rising from a sheer plateau of volcanic tuff in the heart of Umbria, Orvieto appears almost unreal at first sight. Perched more than 300 feet above the surrounding valley, the city seems to float above the landscape, its position chosen not only for beauty, but for defense. For centuries, this natural fortress protected Orvieto from invasion, allowing it to flourish as one of central Italy's most powerful and influential medieval cities. Orvieto's history stretches back to the Etruscans, who first carved tunnels, wells, and chambers into the soft volcanic rock beneath the city. This underground world would later expand during Roman and medieval times, forming a vast network of passages, cisterns, and cellars that still exists today. Beneath the streets and buildings lies a hidden city, one that reveals how generations adapted to the land while remaining invisible to enemies above. At the heart of Orvieto stands the magnificent Duomo di Orvieto, one of Italy's most striking Gothic cathedrals. Its facade, richly adorned with mosaics, sculptures, and intricate reliefs, glows warmly in the sunlight, contrasting beautifully with the dark stone of the city. Inside, frescoes by Luca Signorelli, depicting the Apocalypse and the Last Judgment, rank among the most powerful works of Renaissance art, bridging medieval spirituality and humanist expression. During the 13th century, Orvieto served as a papal refuge at times when Rome was unstable, further enhancing its political and religious importance. Wealth from trade, faith, and craftsmanship shaped the city's elegant palaces, churches, and public spaces, many of which remain remarkably intact. Yet Orvieto's true fascination lies below the surface. More than 1,000 caves and tunnels, some dating back over 2 millennia, were used for water collection, food storage, pigeon breeding, and wine production. Even today, traditional wine cellars carved into the rock preserve the region's renowned Orvieto Classico wine, linking modern life directly to ancient practices. To explore Orvieto is to experience history on multiple levels, walking sunlit streets above, while knowing an ancient world lies quietly beneath your feet. It is a city shaped as much by what cannot be seen as by what rises proudly into view, offering a profound sense of continuity between past and present. Rising high above the plains of northern Italy, Bergamo's Città Alta, or Upper City, stands as a magnificent reminder of medieval strength, strategy, and civic pride. Separated from the modern city below, this historic heart feels like an entirely different world, one defined by stone walls, narrow streets, and a skyline shaped by towers and domes rather than glass and steel. The defining feature of Città Alta is its imposing system of Venetian walls, constructed in the 16th century when Bergamo was under the rule of the Republic of Venice. Stretching for nearly 4 miles and reinforced with bastions, gates, and ramparts, these walls transform the city into a powerful military fortress. Today, they are recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, offering sweeping views of the surrounding countryside and serving as one of the best-preserved defensive systems in Europe. Within the walls, Bergamo reveals a refined, yet intimate, medieval character. Cobblestone streets wind through compact neighborhoods, opening onto small squares where life unfolds at a gentle pace. The spiritual and civic center of Città Alta is Piazza Vecchia, a harmonious square surrounded by historic buildings that reflect centuries of political and cultural life. Nearby stands the Campanoni Tower, whose bell still rings 100 times every evening at 10 o'clock, a tradition dating back to medieval times, once signaling the closing of the city gates. Religious art and architecture play a central role in Bergamo's identity. The Basilica of Santa Maria Maggiore, built in the 12th century, astonishes visitors with its richly decorated interior, including intricate wooden inlays designed by Renaissance artist Lorenzo Lotto. Adjacent to it, the elegant Colleoni Chapel adds a touch of Renaissance splendor to the medieval fabric of the city. What makes Bergamo's Città Alta especially compelling is the way it balances preservation with daily life. Residents still live, work, and gather within the ancient walls, keeping traditions alive without turning the city into a static monument. From cafes tucked into old stone buildings to quiet viewpoints overlooking the lower city, the experience feels authentic and deeply human. Exploring Bergamo's upper city is like stepping into a stronghold that has learned to coexist with time. It stands not as a relic of the past, but as a living fortress, proud, resilient, and enduring above the modern world below. Dramatically suspended against a towering limestone cliff in southwestern France, Rocamadour is one of Europe's most astonishing medieval villages. From a distance, It appears almost unreal, stone buildings stacked vertically, as if growing directly from the rock face itself. This breathtaking setting has made Rocamadour not only a visual wonder, but also one of the most important pilgrimage sites in medieval Europe. Rocamadour developed in a unique vertical structure, divided into 3 distinct levels. At the bottom lies the medieval street, once filled with merchants and inns serving travelers and pilgrims. Above it rises the religious sanctuary, a complex of chapels and shrines carved into the cliff. Crowning the village at the very top stands the ancient castle, silently watching over the Alzou River valley below. This dramatic layout reflects both the spiritual hierarchy and the practical realities of medieval life. To reach the Sacred Heart of Rocamadour, pilgrims must climb the Grand Escalier, a staircase of 216 stone steps. In the Middle Ages, many devout pilgrims ascended these steps on their knees as an act of penance and devotion. At the top awaits the village's most revered treasure, the Black Madonna, a 12th century wooden statue believed to possess miraculous powers. For centuries, sailors and travelers prayed to the Madonna for protection, and legends tell of a bell that would ring on its own whenever a miracle occurred at sea. During its peak in the 12th and 13th centuries, Rocamadour attracted pilgrims from across Europe, including kings and knights. The wealth and influence brought by these visitors shaped the village's architecture and ensured its survival through turbulent times. Though pilgrimages declined in later centuries, the village never lost its spiritual aura. Beyond faith, Rocamadour is also deeply connected to its surrounding landscape. The region is known for producing Rocamadour AOC goat cheese, crafted using traditional methods that date back to medieval times. This culinary heritage ties the village's spiritual history to the everyday rhythms of rural life. Exploring Rocamadour is an experience that engages both body and soul. As you climb higher and look out over the valley, the village reveals itself as a place where faith, stone, and legend have merged, creating a timeless sanctuary suspended between earth and sky. Rising dramatically from the tidal flats of Normandy, Mont Saint-Michel is one of the most extraordinary medieval landmarks in the world. At first glance, it appears like a vision from legend, a towering island crowned by a soaring abbey, surrounded by shifting sands and an ever-changing sea. Yet this place is very real, and for more than 1,000 years, it has stood at the meeting point of nature, faith, and human determination. The story of Mont Saint-Michel began in the 8th century, when, according to tradition, the Archangel Michael appeared to Bishop Aubert and instructed him to build a sanctuary on the rocky island. Over time, this modest shrine evolved into a magnificent Gothic abbey, constructed layer by layer atop the granite mount. The result is a vertical masterpiece, where chapels, halls, and cloisters rise skyward, mirroring the spiritual aspiration of the Middle Ages. What truly sets Mont Saint-Michel apart is its relationship with the sea. The surrounding bay experiences some of the strongest tides in Europe. At low tide, the island is connected to the mainland by vast expanses of sand, allowing travelers to approach on foot. When the tide rises, water rushes in at remarkable speed, transforming Mont Saint-Michel into a true island, completely surrounded by the sea. For centuries, this natural phenomenon served as both a defense and a symbol of divine power. During the Middle Ages, Mont Saint-Michel was one of the great pilgrimage destinations of Christian Europe. Thousands of pilgrims journeyed across dangerous tidal flats to reach the abbey, drawn by faith and the promise of spiritual renewal. Later, the island also became a fortified stronghold, successfully resisting attacks during the 100 Years' War, further cementing its legendary status. Despite its fame, Mont Saint-Michel has never become an empty monument. A small community of residents still lives on the island, maintaining traditions amid the flow of visitors. Narrow streets, stone houses, and ancient walls preserve the medieval atmosphere, especially in the quiet hours when the tides retreat and the crowds fade. To explore Mont Saint-Michel is to witness a rare harmony between human architecture and natural forces. It is a place where time seems governed not by clocks, but by the rhythm of the sea, an enduring symbol of medieval faith standing resilient against the endless movement of the tides. Perched on a gentle hill overlooking the plains of eastern France, Pérouges is one of the finest surviving examples of a medieval village preserved almost exactly as it was centuries ago. Unlike towns that expanded or modernized over time, Pérouges seems to have paused its journey through history, allowing its narrow streets, stone houses, and wooden facades to remain remarkably untouched. Walking through the village feels less like visiting a historic site and more like stepping directly into the Middle Ages. Pérouges rose to prominence in the 14th and 15th centuries as a prosperous center of weaving and craftsmanship. Merchants and artisans once filled its streets, contributing to the construction of sturdy stone houses framed with timber, designed to withstand both time and conflict. When economic roots shifted in later centuries, the village gradually declined, unintentionally preserving its medieval character by escaping large-scale redevelopment. At the heart of Pérouges lies a simple yet evocative central square, where uneven cobblestones form natural patterns shaped by centuries of footsteps. A centuries-old lime tree stands nearby, traditionally associated with liberty and community gatherings. Surrounding the square are houses with steep roofs, small windows, and thick walls. Architectural details that reveal how medieval inhabitants adapted to climate, security, and daily life. One of the village's spiritual centers is the Church of Sainte Marie Madeleine, a modest Gothic structure that has quietly watched over Pérouges for generations. Unlike grand cathedrals built to inspire awe, this church reflects the intimate scale of village faith, offering insight into the everyday spirituality of medieval communities. In the early 20th century, Pérouges faced the risk of abandonment and decay. Thanks to the efforts of preservationists, artists, and historians, the village was carefully restored and revived without sacrificing authenticity. Today, it is officially recognized as one of the most beautiful villages of France, a title that reflects both its architectural integrity and timeless atmosphere. Despite its fame, Pérouges remains calm and contemplative, especially beyond peak visiting hours. Local traditions endure, including the beloved galette de Pérouges, a sweet, flat pastry baked according to centuries-old recipes. These simple pleasures connect the present to the past in a tangible way. To explore Pérouges is to experience medieval life at human scale, quiet, resilient, and deeply rooted in place. It stands as a reminder that sometimes history survives not through grandeur, but through stillness and care. Nestled between the crystal-clear waters of Lake Annecy and the towering peaks of the French Alps, Annecy is a town where medieval heritage blends seamlessly with natural beauty. Often called the Venice of the Alps, Annecy is defined by its winding canals, arched bridges, and pastel-colored houses that reflect softly in the water. Yet beneath its romantic appearance lies a rich history shaped by trade, faith, and strategic importance. Annecy's old town, known as Vieilleville, grew during the Middle Ages along the Thiou River, one of the shortest rivers in France. This steady waterway powered mills, supported commerce, and formed a natural network of canals that structured daily life. Narrow streets curve organically around the waterways, lined with arcaded houses whose upper floors once sheltered merchants and artisans. Even today, these streets invite slow exploration, encouraging visitors to linger rather than rush. One of Annecy's most iconic landmarks is the Palais de l'Isle, a triangular stone building set directly in the river. Originally a fortified house, it later served as a courthouse, prison, and administrative center. Its striking position and layered history make it a symbol of Annecy's resilience and adaptability through centuries of political change. Rising above the old town, Annecy Castle overlooks the rooftops and canals below. Once the residence of the Counts of Geneva, the castle reflects the town's former status as a regional power center. From its terraces, sweeping views extend across the lake and toward the Alps, revealing how closely Annecy's identity is tied to its surrounding landscape. Water plays a central role, not only in Annecy's appearance, but also in its atmosphere. Lake Annecy, fed by mountain springs, is renowned as one of the cleanest lakes in Europe. Its presence has shaped the town's culture, offering fishing, transport, and now recreation. Seasonal rhythms, markets, festivals, and outdoor gatherings still follow the patterns of light, weather, and water, much as they did in medieval times. Despite its popularity, Annecy has preserved a sense of balance. Medieval stone walls coexist with flower-lined balconies, and historic structures remain part of everyday life rather than distant monuments. To explore Annecy is to experience a place where history flows gently, like water through a canal, constant, reflective, and quietly enduring. Set among rolling vineyards along the Alsace wine route, Riquier is a village that appears almost untouched by the passing of centuries. Encircled by medieval walls and watchtowers, this small town in northeastern France feels like a scene lifted from an illustrated manuscript. Its brightly colored half-timbered houses, steep gabled roofs, and flower-filled windows create a vivid contrast against the surrounding landscape of vines and gentle hills. Riquier flourished during the 16th century as a prosperous wine trading center. Wealth from viticulture allowed the town to construct solid fortifications and elegant merchant houses, many of which still stand today. Remarkably, Riquier escaped major destruction during both world wars, preserving an architectural ensemble that remains strikingly authentic. Walking through the village streets is like traveling through a perfectly preserved chapter of Renaissance-era Alsace. The main thoroughfare, Rue du Général de Gaulle, forms the spine of the village. Along it rise rows of timber-framed houses, painted in warm reds, yellows, and blues, each bearing carved beams, inscriptions, or dates that reveal their age and former owners. Defensive towers such as the Dolder, a medieval gate tower, remind visitors that this picturesque village was once a well-guarded stronghold. Wine is inseparable from Riquilla's identity. Surrounded by some of Alsace's finest vineyards, the village is renowned for producing exceptional white wines, particularly Riesling, and late-harvest varieties prized for their complexity and balance. Traditional wine cellars, some dating back centuries, continue to operate, linking modern craftsmanship directly to medieval agricultural practices. Despite its small size, Riquilla welcomes an astonishing number of visitors each year. Yet, even with its popularity, the village maintains a calm, intimate atmosphere, especially in the early morning or evening hours when the streets quiet down. In winter, Riquilla transforms into a glowing wonderland during its famous Christmas market, when lanterns, decorations, and wooden stalls bring the medieval setting vividly to life. To explore Riquilla is to experience the harmony of color, craft, and continuity. It is a place where architecture, wine, and tradition converge, offering a rare glimpse into a village that has not merely preserved its past, but continues to live within it, season after season. Dramatically poised above a deep gorge in southern Spain, Ronda is one of Andalusia's most striking and unforgettable cities. Carved apart by the El Tajo Gorge, a chasm plunging more than 100 meters to the Guadalquivir River below, Ronda feels both divided and unified by its landscape. Stone cliffs, sheer drops, and soaring bridges define its identity, creating a setting where nature and history are inseparably intertwined. Ronda's most iconic landmark is the Puente Nuevo, the monumental stone bridge completed in the late 18th century. Spanning the gorge, it connects the old Moorish quarter with the newer part of the city, symbolizing Ronda's layered past. From the bridge, the view is breathtaking. Whitewashed houses cling to the cliff edges, while the river winds silently through the depths below. This dramatic geography once made Ronda a natural fortress, offering protection to those who settled here. The city's history stretches back to Roman times and reached a cultural peak during the Moorish period. Narrow streets, remnants of Islamic baths, and fortified walls still reflect centuries of Muslim influence. After the Christian reconquest, Ronda evolved into a distinctive blend of cultures, traditions, and architectural styles that continue to shape its character today. Ronda is also known as the birthplace of modern bullfighting. Its Plaza de Toros, one of the oldest bull rings in Spain, stands as a powerful symbol of this controversial yet deeply rooted tradition. Built in the 18th century, the arena reflects Ronda's long-standing role in shaping Andalusian cultural identity. Beyond its monuments, Ronda offers a quieter, more contemplative experience than many Spanish cities. White houses with red-tiled roofs line winding streets, opening unexpectedly onto viewpoints overlooking the surrounding mountains and valleys. Festivals, music, and local traditions continue to animate the city, ensuring that heritage remains a living presence rather than a static memory. Writers and artists, including Ernest Hemingway and Orson Welles, were deeply inspired by Ronda's dramatic scenery and intense atmosphere. Their admiration reflects a timeless truth: Ronda is a place that leaves a lasting impression. To explore Ronda is to stand at the edge between past and present, earth and sky. It is a city shaped by division, yet bound together by history, where every step feels suspended above centuries of human endurance and natural power. Rising from the heart of central Spain, Segovia is a city where the strength of ancient engineering and the grandeur of medieval ambition come together in remarkable harmony. Its skyline is defined by two monumental structures that tell the story of its long and layered past. A Roman aqueduct that has endured for nearly 2,000 years, and a fairy tale castle that seems lifted from legend. Segovia's most famous landmark, the Roman aqueduct, was constructed in the 1st century AD and remains one of the best preserved Roman engineering feats in the world. Built entirely without mortar, its massive granite blocks are held together solely by precise balance and gravity. Towering above the modern streets below, the aqueduct once carried water from distant mountain springs into the city, sustaining life and demonstrating the power and sophistication of Roman civilization. Even today, it stands as a reminder that Segovia's history began long before the Middle Ages. Above the city rises the Alcázar of Segovia, a dramatic fortress perched on a rocky outcrop where two rivers meet. With its pointed towers and commanding position, the Alcázar resembles a storybook castle, yet its role was deeply political and strategic. It served as a royal residence, military stronghold, and symbol of Castilian authority. Several Spanish monarchs lived within its walls, shaping the destiny of the kingdom from this elevated seat of power. Segovia's medieval heart is further enriched by its religious heritage. The Segovia Cathedral, one of the last Gothic cathedrals built in Spain, dominates the old town with its soaring spire and refined elegance. Surrounding it are narrow streets, stone houses, and more than 20 historic churches, creating an atmosphere steeped in faith and continuity. Despite its monumental architecture, Segovia retains a calm and authentic character. The city has avoided the overwhelming crowds of mass tourism, allowing its historic spaces to breathe. Local traditions endure, including the celebrated dish cochinillo asado, or roast suckling pig, prepared according to centuries-old methods and served with ceremonial pride. To explore Segovia is to walk through layers of power, belief, and ingenuity. From Roman mastery to medieval monarchy, the city stands as a testament to how stone, skill, and ambition can shape a place that continues to inspire awe across the centuries. Rising above the winding Tagus River in central Spain, Toledo is a city shaped by coexistence, conflict, and cultural exchange. Enclosed by ancient walls and perched on a natural defensive hill, Toledo has long been a place of power and influence. Yet what truly sets it apart is not only its strategic position, but its unique identity as the historic meeting point of three great cultures: Christian, Jewish, and Muslim. Toledo's roots stretch back to Roman times, but its golden age unfolded during the Middle Ages, when the city became a vibrant center of learning, trade, and religious life. Under Muslim rule and later Christian governance, Toledo developed into a rare space where scholars of different faiths worked side by side. The famous School of Translators of Toledo played a crucial role in preserving and transmitting classical knowledge to the rest of Europe, translating works from Arabic and Hebrew into Latin and Castilian. The city's architecture reflects this layered history. The towering Toledo Cathedral, one of the largest Gothic cathedrals in Spain, dominates the skyline with its intricate facade and richly decorated interior. Nearby, the Alcázar of Toledo stands as a massive fortress that has served as a Roman palace, royal residence, and military stronghold across centuries. In contrast, former synagogues such as Santa Maria la Blanca and El Tránsito reveal the elegance of Jewish architecture, influenced by Islamic design. Wandering through Toledo's narrow, winding streets is an experience in itself. Stone alleys twist and climb unexpectedly, opening onto hidden courtyards, small plazas, and viewpoints overlooking the river far below. These streets were shaped by centuries of daily life, creating a labyrinth that encourages slow exploration and discovery. Toledo is also renowned for its craftsmanship, particularly its legendary steel sword-making tradition. Toledo blades were once prized across Europe for their strength and balance, symbolizing the city's skill and reputation. Today, workshops and shops still celebrate this heritage. Despite its historical weight, Toledo remains vibrant. Festivals such as Corpus Christi bring medieval traditions vividly to life, while local cuisine featuring marzipan and hearty stews connects modern life to ancient customs. To explore Toledo is to walk through a city where cultures once met, collided, and blended, leaving behind a rich and complex legacy that continues to define its enduring spirit. Encircled by perfectly preserved medieval walls, Óbidos is one of Portugal's most enchanting historic towns. Located in the central western part of the country, this compact settlement rises gently above the surrounding countryside, its whitewashed houses and red-tiled roofs creating a striking contrast against the stone fortifications that have protected it for centuries. From above, Óbidos appears almost untouched by time, a complete medieval town enclosed within its original defenses. Óbidos played a significant role in Portuguese history, particularly during the Middle Ages, when it became closely associated with the royal court. For generations, the town was traditionally gifted to Portuguese queens as part of their dowry, earning Óbidos the nickname the Wedding Gift Town. This royal connection ensured careful protection and development, allowing its architecture and layout to remain largely intact. Dominating the skyline is Óbidos Castle, a formidable fortress originally built by the Moors and later expanded by Christian rulers. Today, the castle stands as a symbol of the town's strategic and political importance. Walking along the ramparts offers sweeping views over rooftops, fields, and vineyards, providing a perspective that medieval guards once used to watch over the land. Within the walls, Óbidos reveals a maze of narrow cobblestone streets lined with white houses trimmed in blue and yellow. Bougainvillea and flowering vines spill over balconies, softening the military austerity of the stone walls. Small churches, including the elegant Church of Santa Maria, reflect the town's spiritual life and artistic heritage, featuring azulejo tiles and Renaissance paintings. Óbidos is also known for its lively cultural traditions. Each year, the town hosts a renowned medieval festival, during which residents dress in period costume, streets fill with music and markets, and the past seems to briefly reclaim the present. Another beloved tradition is Ginginha, a sweet cherry liqueur often served in chocolate cups, offering a sensory taste of local identity. To explore Óbidos is to walk along a complete medieval world preserved within stone walls. It is a place where royal history, everyday life, and timeless charm coexist, allowing visitors to experience the Middle Ages not as a distant memory, but as a living, walkable reality. Perched high on a rugged mountain near Portugal's eastern border, Monsanto is unlike any other medieval village in Europe. Rather than shaping the landscape to fit human needs, this remarkable settlement adapted itself to nature, weaving daily life directly into colossal granite boulders that dominate the hilltop. The result is a place where houses are built between, beneath, and even inside massive stones, blurring the boundary between architecture and the natural world. Monsanto's history reaches back to prehistoric times, long before the arrival of Romans and medieval settlers. Its elevated position made it a natural stronghold, offering panoramic views over the surrounding plains and a strategic advantage against invaders. Over the centuries, Romans, Visigoths, and Moors all recognized its importance. In the 12th century, Monsanto was granted to the Knights Templar, who reinforced the village's defenses and integrated it into Portugal's emerging medieval identity. At the summit of the hill lie the ruins of Monsanto Castle, once a key defensive outpost during the Reconquista. From this vantage point, the landscape stretches endlessly in all directions, revealing why control of this site was so fiercely contested. The castle walls, now weathered and broken, stand as silent witnesses to centuries of conflict and resilience. What truly sets Monsanto apart is its extraordinary architecture. Homes are squeezed into narrow gaps between towering boulders, with some using natural rock surfaces as walls, roofs, or foundations. Stone staircases curve around granite giants, and doorways open beneath enormous slabs balanced precariously overhead. These ingenious adaptations reflect a way of life shaped by necessity, creativity, and respect for the land. Despite its dramatic appearance, Monsanto remains a living village. Traditional festivals, folk music, and ancient customs continue to define community life, preserving a cultural rhythm that feels deeply rooted and authentic. The sound of wind brushing against stone and the quiet of the mountain enhance the village's timeless atmosphere. To explore Monsanto is to encounter a rare harmony between humanity and nature. It is a place where stone is not merely a building material, but a partner in survival. Standing among its massive boulders, one feels that time itself has slowed, absorbed into the granite that has sheltered generations and continues to shape life on this extraordinary mountaintop. Set above the gentle curve of the Tauber River in southern Germany, Rothenburg ob der Tauber is one of Europe's most complete and evocative medieval towns. Encircled by intact city walls and towers, Rothenburg feels like a place carefully protected from the passing of centuries. Its cobblestone streets, timber-framed houses, and steep gabled roofs form a harmonious whole that seems almost untouched by time. During the Middle Ages, Rothenburg flourished as a free imperial city within the Holy Roman Empire. Its position along important trade routes brought wealth and independence, allowing the town to invest heavily in fortifications, public buildings, and merchant homes. This prosperity is still visible today in the richly detailed half-timbered houses and the orderly layout of streets and squares within the walls. One of Rothenburg's defining features is its medieval wall system, which stretches for nearly 4 kilometers and remains fully walkable. Towers, gates, and bastions punctuate the walls, offering panoramic views over the old town and the surrounding countryside. Walking these ramparts provides a rare opportunity to experience the town exactly as medieval guards once did, circling a city designed for protection and self-sufficiency. At the center of Rothenburg lies Marktplatz, the market square, framed by historic buildings such as the town hall and colorful merchant houses. Nearby, the Plönlein, a small forked street flanked by towers and half-timbered homes, has become one of the most photographed medieval scenes in Europe. Yet beyond these famous views, quiet lanes and hidden courtyards reveal a more intimate side of the town. Rothenburg is especially renowned for its Christmas traditions. The town hosts one of Germany's oldest and most celebrated Christmas markets, and festive decorations appear year-round in specialized shops. This enduring association with Christmas adds to Rothenburg's fairy tale atmosphere while reflecting traditions deeply rooted in local culture. Remarkably, Rothenburg survived World War II with minimal damage, allowing its medieval character to remain largely intact. Rather than becoming a static relic, the town continues to live and evolve within its historic framework. To explore Rothenburg, Ob der Taube is to step into a carefully balanced medieval world, one where beauty, order, and tradition coexist. It is not merely a memory of the past, but a living town that quietly demonstrates how history can endure when it is protected with care and respect. Tucked into the foothills of the Harz Mountains in central Germany, Quedlinburg is a town that feels like a living archive of medieval life. With more than 2,000 half-timbered houses spanning 8 centuries, it is one of the largest and best-preserved timber-framed towns in Europe. Walking through Quedlinburg is not simply a stroll through history. It is a journey across generations, each layer of architecture quietly telling its own story. Quedlinburg's significance dates back over 1,000 years. In the early Middle Ages, it emerged as a powerful political and religious center of the Holy Roman Empire. The town is closely associated with King Henry I, the first Saxon king of Germany, whose legacy shaped the region's rise. High above the town, the Collegiate Church of St. Servatius stands on the castle hill, marking Quedlinburg's role as a place of royal memory, worship, and authority. What defines Quedlinburg most vividly, however, is its extraordinary collection of timber-framed houses. Built between the 14th and 19th centuries, these structures showcase the evolution of medieval and early modern craftsmanship. Exposed wooden beams form intricate patterns, while colorful facades and carved details reflect the pride of merchants, craftsmen, and citizens who once lived and worked here. No two houses are exactly alike, yet together they create a harmonious and deeply human streetscape. The old town unfolds as a maze of narrow lanes, quiet squares, and unexpected viewpoints. Streets rise and fall gently, following the contours of the land, revealing new perspectives at every turn. Unlike cities shaped by grand redesigns, Quedlinburg grew organically, allowing its medieval character to remain authentic and intimate. Modern life continues within these ancient walls. Homes, cafes, workshops, and small shops keep the town alive rather than frozen in time. In recognition of its outstanding preservation, Quedlinburg was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1994. This acknowledgement reflects not only the town's architectural value, but also the care taken to protect its identity through centuries of change, war, and modernization. To explore Quedlinburg is to experience history at a human scale. It is a place where time does not overwhelm, but gently accumulates beam by beam, street by street, creating a rare sense of continuity that allows the Middle Ages to remain vividly, quietly present. Set on a gentle hill overlooking the green valley of the Serene River in western Switzerland, Gruyères is a small medieval town that feels both proud and peaceful. With its compact size, cobblestone streets, and dramatic alpine backdrop, Gruyère offers a perfectly balanced image of medieval life, one shaped not by vast armies or empires, but by craftsmanship, tradition, and regional identity. Dominating the town is the Castle of Gruyères, a formidable yet elegant structure built in the 13th century. For nearly 600 years, it served as the seat of the Counts of Gruyères, who ruled the surrounding lands with strategic awareness and cultural refinement. Perched high above the valley, the castle commands sweeping views of pastures, forests, and distant mountains, emphasizing both its defensive role and symbolic authority. Today, its preserved halls and towers house historical collections that reveal the daily life, art, and power of medieval nobility. Below the castle, the village unfolds along a single main street, lined with stone houses topped by red-tiled roofs. Unlike larger medieval towns, Gruyères feels intimate and walkable, encouraging slow exploration. There are no cars in the historic center, allowing the sound of footsteps on stone to define the rhythm of movement. Every building appears carefully placed, contributing to a sense of unity that has endured for centuries. Gruyères is inseparable from its most famous creation, Gruyère cheese. Produced in the surrounding countryside using methods that date back to medieval times, this hard yellow cheese reflects the town's agricultural roots and alpine environment. The tradition of cheese-making has been passed down through generations, and nearby dairies continue to follow strict regional practices that protect quality and authenticity. This connection between land, labor, and culture gives Gruyères a living heritage that extends far beyond its walls. Adding a surprising modern contrast, the town is also home to the H.R. Giger Museum, showcasing the work of the Swiss artist, best known for designing the creature in the film Alien. Housed in a medieval building, the museum highlights how Gruyère continues to evolve while respecting its past. To explore Gruyère is to encounter a medieval town defined not by grandeur, but by continuity. Stone, tradition, and landscape work together in quiet harmony, creating a place where history feels deeply rooted and effortlessly alive. Set within a dramatic bend of the Aare River, Bern is a city where medieval structure and modern life exist in remarkable harmony. Although it serves as the political capital of Switzerland today, Bern's historic heart has retained the character of a fortified medieval town, shaped by geography, craftsmanship, and civic order. Built primarily from local sandstone, the old city's uniform appearance creates a sense of calm continuity that has endured for centuries. Founded in the late 12th century, Bern quickly developed into a powerful regional center. Its strategic position, nearly encircled by the Aare River, provided natural defense, while planned street layouts reflected a forward-thinking approach to urban design. This balance of protection and organization allowed Bern to grow steadily without losing its medieval framework, a rare achievement among European capitals. One of Bern's most distinctive features is its arcade system, known as the Lauben, stretching for nearly 6 kilometers. These covered walkways form the longest continuous shopping arcades in Europe. Originally designed to protect merchants and pedestrians from harsh weather, they remain in daily use, allowing people to move through the city sheltered from rain and snow, just as they did in medieval times. Scattered throughout the old town are more than 100 medieval fountains, many crowned with brightly painted 16th century statues representing biblical figures, guilds, and virtues. These fountains once served as vital sources of water and now stand as artistic landmarks that give Bern its distinctive charm and color. Rising above the rooftops is the Zytglogge, a medieval clock tower that once marked the city's western gate. Its elaborate astronomical clock, installed in the 15th century, still performs its animated display on the hour, blending science, symbolism, and entertainment in a single enduring mechanism. Nearby, the Bern Minster, Switzerland's tallest cathedral, dominates the skyline with its soaring Gothic spire. Bern's history is not limited to stone and architecture. The city famously keeps bears its symbol, continuing a tradition that dates back to the 16th century. Beneath the old town lies a network of underground cellars and passages, revealing another hidden layer of medieval life. To explore, Bern is to experience a capital that never abandoned its origins. It stands as a living example of how medieval urban design, when carefully preserved, can remain functional, elegant, and deeply connected to the rhythm of everyday life. Nestled between a steep mountain slope and the still waters of Lake Hallstatt in Austria's Salzkammergut region, Hallstatt is a village where nature and history press closely together. With little flat land to expand upon, the settlement developed vertically, creating a dramatic and intimate landscape that feels both delicate and enduring. At first glance, Hallstatt appears picturesque and serene, but beneath its beauty lies a story that stretches back thousands of years. Hallstatt is widely regarded as one of the oldest continuously inhabited settlements in Europe. Its origins are closely tied to salt, a resource so valuable in ancient times that it was often called white gold. Archaeological evidence shows that salt mining here began more than 7,000 years ago, long before the Middle Ages. This wealth allowed Hallstatt to flourish and gave its name to the Hallstatt culture, a major early Iron Age civilization that shaped much of Central Europe. During the medieval period, Hallstatt remained isolated by its geography. For centuries, the village could only be reached by boat across the lake or by narrow mountain paths. This isolation helped preserve its traditional way of life and architectural character. Wooden houses cling to the mountainside, their balconies stacked closely together, while church spires and rooftops rise carefully from the limited space available. One of Hallstatt's most unusual and striking features is its ossuary, or bone house, located beside the village church. Due to the lack of burial space, graves were reused after several years, and the skulls of the deceased were carefully cleaned, painted, and inscribed with names and floral motifs. This tradition, dating back to the 18th century, reflects a unique and deeply respectful relationship with death and memory. The surrounding landscape plays a powerful role in shaping Hallstatt's atmosphere. Sheer rock faces loom above the village, while the lake below mirrors the sky and mountains, creating a sense of stillness that feels almost timeless. In winter, sunlight disappears behind the peaks for months, casting Hallstatt into long periods of shadow and quiet conditions that further reinforce its introspective character. To explore Hallstatt is to encounter a place defined by limitation and resilience. Bound by water and stone, the village adapted rather than expanded, preserving traditions and structures shaped by necessity. It is a place where history feels deeply embedded in the land itself, offering a rare glimpse into how humanity has lived in balance with nature for thousands of years. Standing on the western coast of the Swedish island of Gotland, Visby is the best-preserved medieval city in Scandinavia and a rare northern counterpart to the great stone towns of southern Europe. Encircled by an imposing ring wall and filled with church ruins, merchant houses, and narrow lanes, Visby reflects a time when the Baltic Sea was one of Europe's most important trade networks. Visby rose to prominence during the 12th and 13th centuries as a major center of the Hanseatic League, the powerful commercial alliance that connected trading cities across northern Europe. Merchants from Germany, Scandinavia, and the Baltic region passed through its busy harbor, bringing wealth, culture, and international influence. This prosperity transformed Visby into a cosmopolitan medieval city, unusually sophisticated for its northern location. The most striking feature of Visby is its ring wall, stretching over 3 kilometers and punctuated by more than 40 towers. Built in the 13th century, the wall remains almost entirely intact, enclosing the old town like a stone crown. Walking along or beside it offers a powerful sense of Visby's former strength and independence, as well as panoramic views of rooftops, gardens, and the Baltic Sea beyond. Within the walls lie the haunting ruins of medieval churches, once numerous symbols of wealth and devotion. Structures such as St. Mary's Cathedral, which still serves the community today, and the roofless remains of other churches reveal how large and prosperous Visby once was. Their presence gives the city an atmosphere both romantic and reflective, where stone arches frame open skies. Visby's medieval streets are lined with limestone houses, courtyards, and small gardens, many dating back to the 12th century. Despite its age, the city feels alive rather than abandoned. Cafes, shops, and homes occupy the ancient buildings, maintaining a close connection between past and present. Each August, Visby fully embraces its heritage during Medieval Week, when the city transforms into a living festival. Costumes, markets, tournaments, and performances fill the streets, allowing visitors to experience medieval life, not as history, but as celebration. To explore Visby is to discover a city shaped by trade, stone, and sea. Protected by its walls and preserved by time, it stands as a northern medieval jewel, quietly powerful, deeply atmospheric, and enduring against the winds of history. Set along the emerald waters of the Neretva River in southern Bosnia and Herzegovina, Mostar is a city whose identity is inseparable from a single, elegant arch of stone. More than just a historic town, Mostar is a powerful symbol of connection between lands, cultures, religions, and eras that have shaped the Balkans for centuries. The heart of the city is the Stari Most, or Old Bridge, built in 1566 during the height of Ottoman rule. Designed by the architect Mimar Hayreddin, a student of the Great Sinan, the bridge was constructed from precisely cut limestone blocks without mortar, relying on advanced engineering for its strength. Spanning the Neretva River at a height of nearly 24 meters, the bridge linked the two halves of the city and gave Mostar its name, derived from Mostari, the bridge keepers. For over 400 years, Stari Most stood as a symbol of unity. Then, in 1993, during the Bosnian War, it was deliberately destroyed. Its collapse shocked the world, as it represented not only the loss of a historic monument, but the breaking of cultural bonds. When the bridge was faithfully rebuilt and reopened in 2004, using original techniques and materials, it became a powerful emblem of reconciliation and resilience. Mostar is culturally divided by the river, with Bosniak Muslims traditionally living on the east bank and Croatian Catholics on the west. Mosques, churches, and Ottoman-era houses line the cobblestone streets, reflecting centuries of coexistence and tension. Walking through the old bazaar, Kujunduluk, visitors encounter stone shops, copper workshops, and cafes that preserve the rhythm of Ottoman urban life. One of Mostar's most enduring traditions is bridge diving. For more than 450 years, young men have leapt from Stari Most into the cold river below as a rite of passage and demonstration of courage. Today, this ritual continues, drawing spectators from around the world while honoring a deep local custom. Despite its turbulent past, Mostar remains vibrant and welcoming. An unexpected detail, a statue of Bruce Lee, erected as a neutral symbol of unity, captures the city's unique spirit and desire to look forward. To explore Mostar is to witness history made tangible. It is a city where stone remembers conflict, bridges heal, division, and culture persists with remarkable strength, standing firmly between memory and hope. Rising along the gentle curves of the Vistula River, Kraków is one of the oldest and most historically significant cities in Central Europe. For centuries, it served as the royal capital of Poland, shaping the nation's political, cultural, and spiritual identity. Unlike many European cities devastated by war, Kraków survived the turmoil of the 20th century largely intact, allowing its medieval core to remain a living testament to over 1,000 years of history. At the center of the city lies Rynek Główny, the main market square, one of the largest medieval town squares in Europe. Laid out in the 13th century, the square has remained the heart of Krakow's public life ever since. Surrounded by historic townhouses, churches, and cafes, it embodies the civic pride of a medieval city built on trade and craftsmanship. The Cloth Hall, Suki Nis, once a hub of international commerce, still stands in the middle of the square, continuing its role as a place of exchange and gathering. Overlooking the city from a limestone hill is Wawel Castle, a powerful symbol of Polish statehood. For generations, it was the residence of Polish kings and the site of coronations and royal burials. Its architectural layers, Romanesque, Gothic, Renaissance, and Baroque, reflect the city's long and complex evolution. Nearby, Wawel Cathedral holds the tombs of monarchs, national heroes, and poets, reinforcing Krakow's role as the spiritual heart of the nation. Kraków is also an important center of learning. Founded in 1364, Jagiellonian University is one of the oldest universities in Europe. Its alumni include Nicolaus Copernicus, whose revolutionary ideas reshaped humanity's understanding of the universe. The presence of the university has infused the city with intellectual energy for centuries. Equally significant is Krakow's Jewish heritage, particularly in the Kazimierz district. Once a thriving center of Jewish life, it preserves synagogues, cemeteries, and streets that speak quietly of both cultural richness and tragic loss. To explore Kraków is to walk through a city where continuity triumphed over destruction. It is a place where medieval streets still guide daily life, where memory and identity remain deeply rooted, and where history endures not as a distant past, but as a living presence woven into the fabric of the city itself. The journey through these hidden medieval towns reveals something far greater than architectural beauty or historical curiosity. Each place we have explored stands as living proof that the past does not simply disappear, it adapts, survives, and continues to shape the present. Behind stone walls, Along cobbled streets and beneath ancient towers, history remains woven into everyday life. What unites these towns is not their fame or size, but their ability to preserve identity. Whether clinging to cliffs, enclosed by walls, or shaped by water and mountains, they remind us that human settlements were once built in close dialogue with nature, belief, and community. Their survival is not accidental. It is the result of resilience, tradition, and careful stewardship across generations. This journey of discovery is also an invitation to slow down. In a world driven by speed and constant change, these towns encourage a different rhythm, one defined by observation, reflection, and presence. Walking through them is not about reaching a destination, but about experiencing the spaces in between, the curve of a street, the sound of footsteps on stone, the quiet endurance of structures that have witnessed centuries of human life. Ultimately, the value of this exploration lies in connection. These medieval towns allow us to connect with the people who built, defended, and lived within them, and to recognize that our modern lives are part of a much longer story. By discovering and respecting these places, we ensure that they remain not only memories of the past, but meaningful spaces in the world we continue to shape.